don't study now. Is it my result? Is it my future? You are doing yourself. You are doing yourself. You are the one that is playing with your future. They never miss words. They'll just give it to you, baz, booze, ho ha. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Abby. If you're just watching me for the first time, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button. And when you do not forget to turn on the bell beside the subscribe button. That way you get notified whenever there's a video on this channel, and there'll be new videos every week. If you're a family member already, if you're a subscriber already, thank you very much for coming back. As always, I appreciate your support. And how are you today? Hope you're doing very well. So today I want to talk about African parents and discipline. Now, before I go on, I just want to put out a disclaimer to say that this is not a parenting guide video. This is not me giving out parenting advice to you in any way. This is me talking about my experience growing up and also making reference to the norms in the society that I grew up in. As you may or may not know, I am a Nigerian. I grew up in Nigeria. And I titled this video African Parents and Discipline because I've discovered that a lot of disciplinary measures that are being used in Africa also transcends to other cultures in other African countries. But this is me focusing on discipline as I experienced it as a Nigerian child. Now, growing up, there's a very popular saying, and there is still a popular saying in our culture that says, spare the rod and spoil the child. Therefore, a lot of parents, when we were much younger, believed that discipline had to take precedence in raising or training a child. There are some forms of discipline or types of discipline that I experienced growing up, and I want to make references and talk about these measures. The first will be flogging, spanking, and corporal punishments. I need not say much about this, right? If you grew up in Nigeria, this was the order of the day. If you messed up as a child, or if you messed up consistently as a child, you get flogged. Definitely. You get smacked. And if your parents cannot be bothered flogging or smacking you, then you're definitely going to serve some corporal punishments. Now, for flogging and spanking, depending on your level of crime, depending on whatever you did, you either got slapped, you got a really hot smack, popularly called abara in the Yoruba language in Nigeria. You got beat by omorogun, koboko, you had the cane that we used to call pankere, or even a stick, whatever it is that can serve the purpose, and even belts as well. Yes, belts. So these were some of the ways that our parents actually beat, smacked us, and probably reset our brain back then when we were growing up. Sometimes some parents even went as far as throwing things to the children just to call them to order. You can imagine doing something wrong or irritating to your mom or whoever it was, and there's a remote beside your mom, and your mom just takes the remote and just tosses it to you. Or there's one of her shoes really close to her, she takes it and she just tossed it to you. I didn't experience that. What I experienced was actually beating, especially with belts. Oh, with belts. Now it's interesting because if you talk to a lot of people, they actually experienced a lot more discipline from their dad compared to their mom. But in my case, my mom was a disciplinarian. My dad was a complete, absolute sweetheart, gentleman who didn't believe in beating his kids. But my mom was disciplinarian. My mom was the one who flogged us and disciplined us. Now for corporal punishments, as a Nigerian, I'm sure you definitely know that there were staples when we were growing up. You either kneel down, raise up your hand and close your eyes, or you did frog jump, or you were asked to stood down or pick pin, or you had to squat by the wall without touching the wall. There were so many ways that our parents disciplined us then. Sometimes you would even go as far as probably cutting grass. And you also sometimes you have to scrub or clean the entire house, you have to fetch water, whatever it is that it needed for you to get done, you had to do it as a form of punishment for any misdeeds or any bad behavior then when we were growing up. Now the second measure was community effort. Yes, community effort. You know the saying that it takes a village to raise a child, right? This was very much the case when we were growing up. Your aunties and your uncles were in your business. Your mom or your dad will probably call that aunt or that uncle that could speak sense into your head. And once your business gets out there, goodness, sometimes depending on how silly or how naughty you were, you could even be summoned to a family meeting. Yes, and everybody would sit down and dissect your business, analyze your behavior and all of that. I'm going to insert a clip now for you to watch.
She did what? Give her the phone, let me talk to her.
Hello?
Who are you saying hello to? Do you know who it is? Mrs. Adetunji.
Oh, hello, Ma.
Better. Your mother tells me that you don't want to help around the house anymore. You just want to be doing TikToks all day long. Is that true?
I do help around
What
the
do
house.
you mean? Shut up your mouth. Are you calling your mother a liar? Let me tell you something. If you don't start learning to do the things she's trying to teach you, you will end up with no husband. You will not find a husband. Nobody wants to marry your medical degree. Nobody wants to marry your business. You hear me? You will not get husband. You better start learning to do the things in the house that she's trying to teach you. Okay? Don't let me hear this again, no? Okay, bye-bye. Nonsense.
As you could see in that scenario, that was actually me acting as an aunt who helped a mom discipline or talk sense to a child's head. And that's just an example of one of the things that we got when we were growing up. If you messed up so badly, your mom would just call one of your aunties and just say, you know what, this child has started again. Your auntie says, hey, give her the phone. Or you go see your aunt and auntie say, hey, you, what did you do? As you could tell in the video, so that's one of the things that we experienced as children. Community effort. Everybody was involved in how you behaved as a child. Everybody was involved in checking your behavior as a child. There was also neighbors watching out for you on behalf of your parents, even when they're not asked to. Imagine your parents not being home and you're acting a fool as far as your neighbor is concerned. And when your mom or dad gets back, you just find this neighbor talking to your mom and downloading everything you've done. Or imagine walking on the street, laughing and feeling cool with a boy. And your neighbor sees you and your neighbor calls you and greets you and just go, how are you? How's your mommy? You know? And the next thing, you see the neighbor with your mom and your liver just cuts like, loading everything to your mom. Both the things that were seen and unseen, they will exaggerate the situation and just make it seem like you did something so bad. So yes, neighbors were involved in how we were raised as well. The third one will be straight talk. Our parents didn't do a lot of pep talks. They told you straight off what you needed to know and what you didn't need to know. Imagine a situation where you want to go to a particular place to play. And as a child, you've been told not to, but out of curiosity, you just want to go to that particular place to play. Our parents then typically would just tell you, hey, if you want to go, go. If you fall down, if you hurt yourself, don't come crying to me. It was just straight up. They were not trying to mix words or anything like that. If you listened, good for you. If you didn't listen, all well and good. Do not come back to complain. Or you can imagine a situation where you have exams or you have tests coming up, you're supposed to be studying, and for some reason you're found not studying, doing everything else but studying, and your mom or dad will go, hey, no problem, it's not me you are doing. If you like, read. If you like, don't read. Is it my results? Is it my school? You won't get the usual, you know what, I think you should study hard. I think you need to study more. You've really got to put in a lot of effort to pass this exam. When you pass this exam, remember what we talked about. My parents tell you, yeah, don't study now. Is it my results? Is it my future? You are doing yourself. You are doing yourself. You are the one that's playing with your future. They never missed words. They'll just give it to you, baz, booze, ho-ha, telling you exactly the way it was. That was what we got from our parents. Straight talk, no pep talk, ho-ha in your face. What you get is what you see. And finally, there was silent communication, there was body language, and there was sign language. Whew. Again, I'm going to insert a clip for you to watch. So that clip was me reenacting a popular challenge on TikTok, and it was called Warning Signs. I had to act in a way as an African mom, or in my case as a Nigerian mom, when you are out with your child and you want to communicate with your child, or you want to tell your child, you know what, you've outdone yourself today, you are in big trouble, without speaking, you know. So you had to do a couple of sign languages or a couple of body languages and silent communication to your child without speaking a word. So that was what that video was about. And as you could see in that video, those signs were quite typical of our parents. A lot of times our parents will just have to give you a stare down and just look at you like this, and immediately you understood that you were messing up. They didn't need to say anything. Or imagine when you're out with your mom and you're acting a fool and your mom is looking at you and your mom is just giving you you know, that sort of thing. Immediately you knew you were on the wrong path and you just quickly realigned your behavior. And worst of all, complete silence. And I'm sure some of you can testify to that. You either got a stare down, you got the ace, you got the rolling eyes, you got the silent treatment or silent communication. Imagine when you've messed up so bad and in the house you're so petrified to speak with your mom or your dad, or they will actually not even speak with you. The moment your mom and dad are not speaking to you, just know that it is over. Just know that it is over. You have messed up excessively. These are some of the disciplinary measures that I experienced as a child growing up, and I'm sure that a lot of you can relate to this. If there's any of this that you experienced or you can relate to, please leave a comment for me in the comment section. Let's get the conversation going. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And if you liked this video, please do not forget to click the like button. And also, please do not forget to share. I'd love to read about your opinions, so please kindly leave me comments in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye now.